I'm here today because of the way politics is developing in the United States, and the same thing could start happening here soon as well. Obviously, the policies that are being put forward by Trump and also by his sidekick, Elon Musk, are just awful, and really it feels like we're heading back into the 1930s.
Any examples of the policies in particular?
Mass deportations of immigrants, for instance, forcing them in shackles and handcuffs onto military aircraft to be deported to dictatorships. That's not good. Just for one example.
But what they're saying is they're illegal migrants. They're people who've come over illegally across the border. Now, what are your thoughts on that?
Well, there've always been ways of dealing with people who aren't there through legal means. I'm not sure I'd use the term illegal, because they're not illegal as such, they haven't broken the law, but they've entered the country without permission. That's all.
But that's the argument. When you enter without permission.
So it's also large parts of America's industry and agriculture depend on those people to run, and without them they're going to find themselves in serious problems. I mean, the same goes for tariffs, that idiotic policy on that. I mean, it all seems to be about bullying, which maybe gives us an indication about how Donald Trump conducts business and how all the other oligarchs conduct business as well at the moment.
In America now, there's a lot of videos where Tesla owners, their vehicles are being attacked, they're being scratched, they've been chased down the street. And the question I want to ask is, a lot of these Tesla owners, they would generally be at a protest like this. They bought the cars because they want to do their part for climate change. But now, a couple of years later, they're driving fascist mobiles and they're being attacked. Now, what do you think about that whole scenario?
Well, I've got an electric car myself, and I think it's a tragedy that things have developed the way they have. It says something, though, about the way oligarch billionaires operate in the world that we live in. And I fear that we could very easily, rapidly head the way that Russia's gone under Putin and the oligarchs there. And I think that's what they're trying to do. Yes, I totally agree. It tended to be progressive leftists that bought Teslas in the past. So obviously environmental reasons. That's all the more reason to dump your Tesla and get a different electric car. There are so many different brands of electric car you can buy. You don't have to have a Tesla. And to be honest with you, they're not well-engineered cars anyway from a repair or servicing point of view, because they weren't built with those kind of things in mind.
But you think violence is acceptable?
No, absolutely not. And on these protests, it's made very clear that we don't advocate any form of violence or intimidation against Tesla staff. When it comes to budget matters, only Congress can approve changes to the budget. So all these firings of people in all sorts of different departments in the States, if those budgets have been approved by Congress, it is illegal for him to do that. But, like all dictators, he's just going to ignore the courts and keep going on. In fact, there seems to be some fundamental problems with the US Constitution in terms of what restrictions there are on presidential power. It seems to have a lot of the powers of an absolute king, as was in our country centuries ago.